Oh, that's fine.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming to our meet and greet. I think we know each other, but if you want to introduce yourself.
Edith, I've not met you before, but I
No.
know of you.
Oh, do you? Oh, dear. That sounds ominous. It's Betty. I call myself Betty.
Yes, that's what I thought. And I saw Edith there, and I thought, it's funny. I thought her name was Betty. But okay,
Yeah,
Betty.
It is. I've just got to sometime put my real name down. But I've been called Betty all my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you're Nina, I see. Yes.
I'm Nina. Yeah, Nina.
And where are you?
In Weston-super-Mare, Southwest Coast.
All right, yeah, I know it.
Yes,
I'm in
it.
Brighton.
You live where, sorry?
Well, I live in Chailey, which is near Brighton, Lewis, Sussex. Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Not far away. Well, my son lives in near Bristol.
Oh, right. Oh, well, he's not far from me.
No, that's right.
I can see all your paintings on the wall back there.
Yes, I'm in my studio and I stick some of them up.
Lovely, lovely. Well, mine hang around the walls here all over the place.
I can see a nice
This
colour
is not
behind
my studio,
you.
This is my lounge.
I can see you've got a sofa. It looks comfortable.
It is very. I never want to get up out of it. Especially today, because I've been walking for 3 days in a row. And the last 2 days have been quite long, arduous walks. So today I'm feeling I just want to collapse in the city and stay there.
You're very lucky to be able to walk. We've been talking about my state of arthritis in my hip, and I can't walk at all.
No, I'm fortunate in that my arthritis at the moment remains above the waist, and I don't have a lot of problems below. I can feel it coming in certain areas. I know it started in my hip, but at the moment I'm keeping it going, and it seems to be fine.
Good.
That's good. Hope you can stay that way.
Yes. Well, that's why I like to exercise. If you build up the muscles around the joint, it does help keep it back for a while. I'm not saying it won't deteriorate eventually, but while I've got it, I'll enjoy it. while I've got the freeness from it, I meant. Yes.
Yeah. Well, both Betty and I both have replacements. Betty was telling me she has both knees.
Two knees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two knees as well. Wow.
And I have both of my hips replaced.
Both, Jan? Oh my goodness.
Lots of people have it, don't they? It's amazing.
Oh, they do. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Arthritis, and it's in my hands now, which bothers me. That worries me.
I know. I have that problem. I do sometimes get it in my feet, and actually walking has set it off in my feet a bit, but especially the toe joints. I've always had trouble with my toe joints anyway, right from early age, but it's just one of those things. You have to deal with it.
Yeah, just live with it, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. You have to. It's no good giving up and not
it's
doing
better than the alternative, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's everybody doing? Betty, show your painting that you were working on, because I hadn't started the recording.
This green thing.
Oh, isn't it pretty?
Oh, that's nice.
It's difficult, not an easy one, but I'm doing it gradually, layer by layer,
Lovely.
More and more leaves. And it's really, it's the effect of the light coming through the trees that I like to. That's why I'm doing it.
Yes, that always makes a nice painting, nice picture to look at, doesn't it? I love the light.
It's not so bad if you hold it away. It's coming. It might get there.
So
it looks very good.
What's it on? Watercolor paper or canvas? What are you painting on?
I've got it. It's just watercolor paper. It's proper paper. 300 grams for whatever, and it's just taped to a piece of cardboard,
Oh, okay.
back of a pad.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Yes,
don't do it
I've done
vertical. I always like it flat, actually. Can't do it vertical.
No, it's
I've
better
done
with
this.
watercolor anyway.
This is my quick one this week. You see that one?
I can't quite.
Your light's shining on. Oh, yeah, the they're
Grape
not
hyacinths.
Oh,
Grape
yes.
hyacinth. Yes, you
I'm
posted
a
that.
sorry.
Oh,
I put it
okay.
on Facebook.
I was gonna
It's
say, yeah.
it's a 5-minute job, that one.
yes, I like
not-
doing
it's-
those though. Yes.
I think when I do them quickly, they're better than labouring
I
over
think
them,
so.
don't you?
I often do. Yeah, I often think that myself. I like the way you've done the shadow. That's really good.
Yeah, well,
Lovely.
it was like that. The sun was just coming into low angle. Here, it was right here, like it is now, actually, but it's not sunny. I can still see that shape of shadow,
Yes.
and it just seemed to be right, in the moment. Yeah, they're here. I've got them still in the dirt of the garden. These.
Oh, they're lovely.
Pretty.
They are lovely, aren't they?
Lovely colour, aren't they?
Yeah. All the spring flowers are lovely, though. They're just
I've got
beautiful.
a lot in the garden at the moment.
Very nice.
After the
Now, everybody's flowers, your flowers are up too, Nina, because ours, only the tulips are only maybe that tall. Nothing is up yet, really. Flowering.
Oh, really? Really? They come a bit later for you then? Yes.
The daffodils have passed the first flush, haven't they? They're getting over the daffodils here.
Yes, yes, some of ours, but we haven't got a garden. It's a bit of communal garden we've got, obviously, around the block of flats. And there's lovely bulbs people have put in. One of our friends and neighbours has been busy working on it, and my husband has done a little bit as well because he misses a garden, but he doesn't like, he's not able to cope with his own garden anymore, but he likes to help with this one. So there's been plenty of bulbs were put in, so they're all coming out now, and they're lovely. Daffodils, tulips. We've got some bluebells coming in flower now as well.
Oh, ours aren't out yet here. That they wait till a bit later. You can see them coming in the woods.
Yeah, some daffodils.
We like bluebells in England, Jan. They're our favourite flowers, aren't they?
They are lovely, especially growing in the wild. If you go to a woods and there's an absolute carpet of them, they're just stunning, aren't they?
Beautiful.
Just before the trees get their leaves.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, it was 32 here yesterday and snowing.
Yeah, it's funny enough, we had 2 beautiful days here over most of the country, I think. I think it must have been warm where you are, Betty.
It was. We sat out for the first time. Yeah.
That's right. That first day was just like a summer day. So people were pouring into Weston onto the beach.
I can imagine, yes. Nightmare.
Because the lockdown had eased a bit as well. So they were able to sit, like 2 groups of people together, or with some distance. It was absolutely super. And then next day it was colder because we had this north breeze suddenly come up. And it does get very windy here in Weston. It is a windy seaside resort. It's known for it. I'm used to it because I come from here. That's what you expect. But today it's got really cold, really cold.
It's chilly today.
Yeah, it started off single figures, 6 degrees Celsius, that is. I forget what it is in Fahrenheit now. We don't use Fahrenheit anymore, do we?
No, I've forgotten completely because I'm a scientist anyway, so I've been using.
I think
I'm
Jan's
happy
looking it up. She's looking it up now.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up. 42.
42. I thought
42,
it might
43.
be early 40s, but I didn't want to, get it.
well, she was at
completely off.
23 on Wednesday, wasn't it? 23
Yes,
degrees,
23
which
Celsius,
is really
yes.
summer
23
temperature.
Celsius, yes. Absolutely super it was, wasn't it? Yes.
That would be 73 here.
Yes.
That's hot, isn't it? It's
That
very
sounds
pleasant.
about right.
Pleasant.
Yes. Well, that's the sort of temperature we're used to for our summer. well, sometimes we get a bit of a higher spell over these recent years, but for me, yes, the summer temperature was always in the sort of early to mid 20s.
I think 26 is summer. If it's 26, it's hot for me.
Well, yes, a lot of people start grumbling if it gets above a certain 20 something. So it's not worth us having very hot weather here. You just hear a load of people, oh, isn't it hot? Oh, I can't stand it. And
now, do you have a lot of humidity? So if it's in the
it varies.
Celsius.
Yeah, we don't get it. I mean, I know when I went to Toronto once in August, I was absolutely shocked at how humid it gets in August in Toronto. I'd never experienced much humidity there before, but it really was. I mean, you only had to lift an arm and you'd just be pouring buckets of sweat. It really was humid. We don't get it to that degree here. Obviously, some days are more humid than others. But anyway.
Not excessively. Some parts of the country,
not excessively. No,
more rain, don't they, than we do. Where I am, it's quite dry, really. The southeast, it's a dry region because this white chalk absorbs the rain, doesn't it? It's a very dry area because I think because of the rocks. It matters a lot. We're on the downs,
Yeah, summertime here, especially because we're sit on the lake, it's very, very humid. You go out and you can hardly breathe. The humidity is so thick. We always say cut it with a knife. It's just,
it's uncomfortable when it's like that, isn't it? Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like heat, but I like it drier. I lived in Cyprus for 2 years, many, many years ago. My first marriage, he was an Air Force man. We were posted to Cyprus for 2 years. Now, the heat there is just beautiful. And of course, I've visited a couple of times since on holiday. But it's a lovely heat. The only place you'll get humidity is if you go to the middle of the island, like Nicosia, somewhere like that, right in the middle of Nicosia town. I wouldn't go there again. I only ever went once. I thought, I'm not coming back here again. I don't like it. I like where we are, where we live, on the coast, and very lovely. Actually, we were halfway up the mountains, Troodos Mountains. So that was even.
What years was that? What years were that? Which years?
That was 70 to 72.
Oh, my friend was there in the 60s.
Oh, right.
I
mean, I loved it. I really loved it. It was a beautiful time.
So pretty everywhere. It's just amazing how different every place is, but how beautiful it is.
It is. Every place has its own beauty, I think. You can't compare places because many of them are so different from each other. There's no good making comparisons, is it?
No. There's so much beauty in the world. It's amazing.
Yeah, you have to appreciate every part.
The worst thing is the litter, isn't it, in this country? The amount of litter people throw out of cars is appalling. We drove to Brighton.
That varies from town to town.
Absolutely disgusting. Even a mattress on the side of the road. Terrible.
Really?
Between here and Brighton, it's only 20 minutes, 20 miles perhaps, and everything, all the way along, rubbish thrown out.
That's terrible. I don't think we get it quite that bad here. I mean, we do get people throwing them over in some areas where it's thrown over fences and it can look a mess, but they tend to be a bit hidden away. They're not sort of in obvious view.
I was disgusted yesterday, and a friend's written about the aftermath in the park in that warm days we had it last weekend. And in Derbyshire, she was saying that she works for Chatsworth. It's a big garden park, or Duke and Duchess of Devonshire. She says the whole team went out litter collecting after the people had been on the warm day, and the amount they collected was impossible.
Do they find people? Like around here, they'll find somebody. If the police see somebody littering, they can get a
Mm.
fine. Do you do
Yeah.
that there?
Well, I think they can here, but it's fine seeing them, isn't it? They do fly tipping, don't they, when nobody's looking?
You're just going to
It's
see a
all-
blank a moment because I'm in the middle of cooking our dinner. We're eating at funny times today because we had a late breakfast. Then, we went out for a walk and then we collapsed for a bit before we did a little something, a few things. Well, we watched the Good Friday service on TV this morning. So now we got to the stage where we want our dinner, so we're having it. I'm in the middle of cooking it, so I just got to check nothing's burning a minute. I'll
Okay.
be back in a mo.
Well, all right, then you'll have to tell us what you're having.
Yes.
Oh, right, I will.
You can
When I
imagine the
come back.
smell. My husband's cooking mine in the house.
Oh, what are you having good?
Well, I don't know actually. I'll have a surprise. I think he was preparing it when I came over here. He's very good because since I can't walk, I can't stand, and he's been doing it. So that's great. They have their uses, don't they?
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's Friday and usually Friday is pizza night for us. So, although we've eaten out the last couple of days, so I probably should cook something.
Well, there's nothing open here. All the restaurants, cafes are shut, but you can get takeaway still.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in the country a bit, and we can't haven't much choice,
Yeah.
for
Some
takeaway.
restaurants are still closed. Most of them are open. It's limited seating and a distance, and you have to wear masks. But
That's right.
Yeah. So what?
Well, everything's going okay.
Good. And what are we having? And what time should we be there?
Well, it'll be ready in 5 minutes, so I've only got 5 more minutes.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I can't make it across the big pond in 5 minutes.
That's not enough anyway. You'd only have a spoonful. It's a homemade fish pie with.
I like fish pie.
I'm doing some courgettes and tinned tomatoes to go with it. So.
Okay, put
Sounds
that in my language, English.
Oh, okay. Which bit? The fish pie? The tomatoes?
Yeah. What is that?
Fish pie. Oh, it's very good.
Tomatoes?
No, it's just fish pie.
Is it canned? What? Fish pie? You don't know what fish pie is?
No, what is fish
pie?
I'm
sorry. Fish pie.
No, okay.
Delia Smith is what I do.
The fish you usually put in a fish pie is salmon, smoked haddock and cod. And you can usually buy a selection of those. Mixture from the supermarket. So, and you do it in a sauce of some kind. I mean, you can choose your sauce. You can have parsley sauce. You can have hollandaise. You can have just a white sauce. I forget what sauce I've done because this one's been in the freezer. I did enough for 2 meals. You see, so we had the other one. I don't know, a couple of weeks ago.
And then you put mashed potato on the top, don't you?
A mashed potato on top. And then I like to grate a little cheese on top of that. And it's delicious. It's lovely.
See,
and a few prawns in the bottom.
Yes. Oh, and prawns. Yes, prawns can go in it as well. Yes. Yes.
Any fish that your hands have, the odd St. Jack, cocky, what you call them, scallops in English.
Yeah, they're nice as well, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can put anything fishy in
just
it, whatever you like, a bit of each,
Wow. And
are you a fish person, Jan, or not?
Certain fish, perch, walleye occasionally, cod, shrimp. You call them prawns, shrimp.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm familiar with the way what you call it. Because of Tanya in Canada, the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do they call them? Shrimp. They're big enough to be prawns.
Yeah.
Prawns are big and shrimp are little.
Yeah, shrimp are little. But we get what we call large shrimp. Yeah. But that's scallops occasionally, but that's about it. I'm not into salmon.
Are you not? Oh, I love salmon. I love
Not
salmon.
into trout or, and
Oh, I love
walleye.
trout as well. Oh, I love
So do
trout.
I.
I haven't had trout in ages, actually, and I really must get hold of one and have some trout. I'd love it. If I go to a restaurant, if they've got trout on the menu, I'm going to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of picky in what I eat, but
Ah.
but then I have celiac disease, so I have to be very
I know you
careful
do.
what I
Yeah,
eat too.
yeah,
So, and where
yeah.
I eat, and it's a pain, but
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Yeah.
yeah.
Not nice.
Yeah, it causes brain fog. And so if you notice, I make a lot of typos or I can't speak fluently
Yeah, well, that could be
because
down to fingers as well. I'm always doing typos.
So
Sometimes it drives me nuts. I tell
especially on
my
the phone. It's
Yeah.
easier on the computer, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
I've got
tell
the
my
keyboard.
I
I've
tell
gotten
my
gluten.
iPad, why can't you type what I'm putting? Obviously, I'm not pressing the right one, so
But you'll notice that I'll send out and say, hey, can somebody proof this for me or something? It's because my mind isn't, because I was
Yeah.
gluten. I had
Yeah.
something that had gluten in it. So yeah.
yes.
And then I
Yeah.
break out in these nasty like
Ugh.
blisters. It's just,
Oh, it sounds horrible, Jan. Yeah. I mean, I got a friend who's a celiac, and she never told me what her symptoms are. She's older than me, and she's got several things wrong, so she's had to really isolate during all this time. She's not hardly been out at all.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, she's very careful.
Yeah, mine's a combination of Hashimoto's disease and celiac. So
All
I never
right.
had the stomach issues that most celiacs have. I never had
Yeah,
that.
I think my friend Stella probably gets the stomach issues.
Yeah. I
Is
get
that
other-
your
Anyway,
noise?
my oven is beeping at me now, so I'm
Yeah.
going to have to go.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry
thought it was in here. I was thinking it was me.
I'm sorry
What's
it's so
on? What is it?
brief.
No,
But I thought,
that's
well, I'll just
okay.
pop my head in.
Good.
Nice to have
Seems-
met you.
And you, Betty. I'll see you again, no doubt.
Hope
And I'll
so,
see you
yes.
again, Jan.
Happy
Okay.
Easter.
Bye for now.
Isn't that funny how different our language, I mean,
Yes, we. The trouble with Meghan, and Prince Charles, Prince Harry, is it's mistakes with the common language, misunderstanding the language, isn't it? Half of it, I
Yeah.
think,
yeah,
because she's got all these words that to us are either very precious or don't mean anything.
no.
It's just misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is sad.
Mhm.
But I know I talk with Jody a lot or different people that like she's in Canada, people in the UK, and
Mhm.
it's so different. And even how you post like the day.
Oh yes, the dates are wrong, aren't they?
Yeah.
You put the
Yeah,
month
people are-
first, don't you? But we know things like that, don't we? When you've been around as long as I have. But yeah, I mean, I can cope with that.
I don't stop and think, and I need to do that more as, stop and think how it's,
Well, you see, we think of ourselves as center of the world, but we're not. We think because we're English, you speak English, so it should be all right, but it's not, is it? It's us that's wrong, I'm sure.
So I should say I need to translate it into American or into slang or how?
I think mid-Atlantic's the best.
Okay.
So I play a lot of word games on the computer, on the phone, and of course it's an advantage really because you can use American spelling. You know what I mean? If you can't, like the word humour, it's O-U-R in English, and I don't know what it's O-R, isn't it, in America?
Mm-hmm.
So things like that give you extra easier words really. So I use both.
The word color.
Yeah, that's right. It's another one.
We spell it C-O-L-O-R. You spell it C-O-L-O-U-R, right?
That's right. Yeah. And sulfur is another one. We spell it P-H, yes, and P-H, S-U-L-P-H-U-R, and you'd have an F, don't you? I think in sulfur. Yes, you do.
I think so. Yeah.
And an E. Yeah. So we get by, don't we?
Yeah, but
Strange.
yeah, and it's so good that I've gotten to know people and get
You see,
to meet.
gotten, we never use that word. I've gotten to, that's completely American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do a lot
We
of
might
slang.
say that I've got, we never use the gotten. We might say I've got used to. I've got used to. That's how I say it. But I've gotten is just a bit strange. It's a giveaway. But
Well,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we do use a lot of slangs, that's for sure.
So do we, I'm sure. Yeah. Guys, there's new words all the time. From this COVID, we're getting new words, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like shielding, meaning something quite different from what it used to mean, and so on. My husband's been told to shield. He's looking after himself.
And that's how you use it, is to look after yourself, is to shield yourself?
No, shield would be just sort of shield it, just protect, but now it means something special. It means in the context of a lockdown, if you're shielding, you're much more prone to attack from the virus, aren't you, than ordinary people?
Oh, okay.
It means it's a state of illness, really, or readiness to get COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you've had a letter from the government to tell you to shield.
Huh.
So, it's a new use of the word, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a huge learning curve, that's for sure.
It's awful, isn't it? The number of deaths we've had in this country is just appalling. 126,000, is it? It's an awful lot.
Yeah. Well, and ours is going up now. Different states, it's starting to escalate again, and I don't know, it's just sad. It's worrisome.
But we're optimistic about America because your vaccination program is taking off very well, isn't it?
Yes.
I've seen that this week.
Yes.
I get international stuff off here, I look at YouTube and yeah.
Yeah, they put a big initiative out to really increase the vaccinations, and it's opening up now more. It was really slow at first because there's 4 years difference in my husband and I. And at first, when it got to 72, he could be vaccinated. Well, I couldn't. And it was really cumbersome. I couldn't go with him and get vaccinated too. It was just
I'm 10 years older than my husband, and I had my first jab on the 15th of December because I'm in the top age group. He's in his he's in his 70s, and he's had just one jab. I've had both, Pfizer jab, and I've had the second one in January. So it's very different, and he's still waiting for his second one. And he's with him having had this letter to shield. I haven't had a letter. He's really, a bit jealous. He thinks he should have had a second one, but you'd have to wait.
I totally agree. And that was my conversation was, if we're in the same home, the same household, why shouldn't we both be able to get it? We both have different reasons to get it. Well, then they opened it up. When the new administration came, it opened the floodgates up, and we both could get it. So we both have had vaccines, Pfizer, and now they're opening it up even younger. It's into the not teenagers, but early 20s and maybe 10, 15. So you're
doing very well. You see, we've just opened it up to 50-year-olds. My son was injected. I had it this week. He's 50. And he's very pleased. He had AstraZeneca, so I don't know. He risks everything, but at least he's had a jab.
No, that's good. This new Johnson & that's just one shot. That's pretty good too, I guess.
Yeah, but I've heard today in today's paper that the Pfizer makes you immune from the latest African variant, which is good. So no need for a booster, at the moment. So it's
Oh,
not
I'm
all
sure
bad,
that's
is
all
it?
going to change. And by next year, what's going to be, what we still have to have boosters or not, or who
I
knows?
don't know.
Who knows?
It's awful, isn't it? What's the life?
Yeah. Yeah. So what is your next art project? What are you going to be working on?
Well, I'm thinking um, of doing some figures moving. Joanne Boone on the Patreon has. I'm not a member. I've done it for a month and thought I'm not paying that much money for something I can do anyway. So perhaps I'm being very presumptuous, but I'll just show you what I've done this afternoon before we came on. She's doing this. This is her latest on Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see it? I don't know whether it's right. She's got that and a ballerina.
Oh,
If you go to the website, you can see it on Facebook.
yeah.
And I did those while I was in 10 minutes before you came on. And
Wow.
I mean, they're very quick, but I can do the figures. I've been doing figures for
Good
quite a few years.
Yeah.
Just sort of movement. I remember cutting out footballers from the sports section in the newspaper and making them into a picture, so figures are interesting, aren't they? And I think I'm going to do a picture from the 1920s of an old photograph that I happen to have of an uncle of mine when he was a young man with his wife on his back, piggyback, on the beach, fooling about. And I met his granddaughter, my cousin's daughter, this summer. And we're looking at old pictures, and she said, "Oh, I like that one. Never seen that before." So I gave her a copy and I thought I want to do a painting of that. My Uncle Charlie with his wife, Auntie Lena, on his back when he was a young man. I thought that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. You'll have to share that for sure. Yes,
Yeah, I've just got the black and white photograph to work. It's only a little, a little. I'm going to make it big and just action shots, I don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but
oh yeah, now we use
I'll
watercolor
have a
or
go.
Brusho.
Yeah, I'll try Brusho. I will do. I've just put one away here that shows you this. Oh, yeah, this is the girl. She came to see me, the niece. Can you see that?
Wow.
That's Deborah. She's my cousin's daughter.
Wow.
She's in her 40s. She might be 50. She's 40 something. But it was raining. That's a rain hat.
How cute. I love it.
Yeah, I just like doing. Oh, there's another of your snowflakes. I did lots of snowflakes in the winter, And this is a Joanne Boone.
Beautiful.
And birds. Doing birds. That was for the 12 days of Christmas. It's what partridge in a pear. It's partridge.
Very nice. And that's all with watercolor.
Always, yeah. And that's a playing with a credit card.
Oh,
Doing
how
it with a credit
fun.
card.
Oh, yeah. Yes. How fun.
And this one's a credit card. I've done that fairly recently.
Ooh, how fun. And you just lay colors down and then drag the credit card.
Well, you get your card, bank card, and do squidges from the tube of different colours. I've obviously used orange, pink and black. And then you just go,
scrape it across.
That's right.
Ooh, I'll have to try
it's
that
fun,
with
isn't
Brusho.
it? No, it's just paint on and scrapes, and I think they're rather effective, don't you? I think they're fun.
They're pretty. I love that. We'll have to try that with Brusho.
Yeah, so I will do. What would you do? Put little blobs of thick Brusho. Well, you try it, and then you can tell us how to do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I would spray first and then, I don't know, I'll have to play.
No, well, you have to practice, don't you? I just got so much stuff I've done recently. In the original lockdown, I did a picture a day for 90 days, and they're all in this pad. That was my first one. Don't know if you can see it. It was
and what?
it just goes on and on.
Wow.
And
Good for you.
one of my favourite was that, actually. Don't know if you can see that.
Oh, the seashells. I
Well, the
love
snails,
that.
they were garden snails. They were alive in a plant pot in
Oh,
the
those are
winter.
snails. Okay.
And
I love that background.
I did them close up, you know. They were really about an inch across, that big, you know. But I like doing that. Nature was the topic, so I did that. And I've done I could have done Brusho in the background, but in fact, it was before I discovered Brusho. So it's
No, that's
salt.
beautiful.
It's salt for the texture.
Beautiful. I love that. You are so talented, Betty.
I'm not. I've learned. I've taught myself since I retired. I've not. That's one I've done recently.
Oh, I love those cows, the Highland cows. Yes.
And that's a Joanne Boone one again.
Uh-huh.
The white thing. What else have I got? Oh, those are Joanne's sheep. Well, they're my sheep, but
oh yeah.
Sheep.
Yep. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. You're so talented.
That's so much. It's awful. This is my latest. I'm in touch with a teacher in France. Oh, I finished that. That's another of those cows.
Oh, he's so cute.
I like this one. That was just.
I love to do just a study of a single fruit or vegetable. They're so fun to do.
Yeah, this is a funny one. I'm going to show it to you. Did you see those?
The eggs. Oh, yeah.
And I'm just showing her my stuff. Just put it down on there.
Spoons. Oh, a wooden spoon, a regular. Oh boy, look at the shine you have.
Yeah, it's just fun, isn't it, doing things like that?
Mm-hmm.
I could have used Brusho for that, but I didn't, I'm afraid, because that was one I liked, as I did.
What I can't make out.
Well, it's a box. It's monochrome, you know. It's just one color, but it's a box of coffee bags.
Okay.
Coming out of the packet.
Oh, the little curd cups. Yes. Now I see them. Yeah. There's a glare from the light. That's all.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. I'm sorry. I should have them.
Oh, no.
That's one I did in this series. We were told to do ordinary things, so that's my kitchen bits.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I put that pepper on there, and then the best. Well, what I like best is this one of the early ones, which the first one, I can't find it now. So it's all in this pad. There we are. This one is a wonderful picture.
Oh, a cracker.
Yeah, yeah, she said do a biscuit, so I did.
Okay. Or is it now, okay, a biscuit, is that a cracker for us?
Yeah, well, yes, it's a cheese biscuit. And did I show you that one before?
Oh, the money.
That's old English money. There's a penny in the front. The Britannia on it. And the Queen.
Wow. We should do something
great.
like that in the Brusho Fun Group where we just do.
Well, these aren't Brusho. I will do some in Brusho, some simple things. I think they're very effective, these.
You learn so much.
That's the coffee packet before I opened it.
But don't you think doing that, you learn so much because you have to, they're complicated, but yet they're just a simple item.
Yeah, but it's about tone, isn't it? It's about intensity, lights and darks. And
it is.
And the teacher I have in France, the one that I've been in France, you know, many years. She says the colours don't matter; it's the tone that matters. You can paint in any colour, and it's recognisable. Like that's not a blue; it's brown and gold. The packet, but it works if you get the tones right.
Tones and shapes.
Oh yeah, line, it matters. You've got to be able to draw, haven't you?
Well, yeah, you've got to get the shapes down. So if you're doing a face, you've got
observation,
the shapes and the what I call the planes of the face, because you have like your eyes sit out, but then they're set inside sockets. So if you don't get those values or tones, it looks flat.
I've been doing a self-portrait this week as well. Shall I show you that? It's not good. Don't like it. I need a lot more practice. I've hidden it away. It's behind here. I did that.
Oh, that's excellent.
But it's not. It's not good. It's not really. You can just about recognize it. And my hair was shorter. I've not had it cut for weeks. And then I did it again in pencil.
But that's all freehand.
No, I copied a photograph.
Oh, okay.
But I did a grid to get the proportions with do a grid. You know, I always do when I'm doing a grid. I always do crisscrosses. I can't find one at the moment, but I always crisscross. I don't do a square grid. I draw a diagonal grid.
Okay.
Because somebody told me that was a good thing to do years ago. So I've done like that. I put a line, diagonals, and then a square, and then you make the triangles, and you look at the triangles then.
Well,
so it's not
simpler than the square.
Yeah, it's not squares, it's triangles. Yeah. This teacher, the person that taught me that, have been self-taught, as it were. I've been to a lot of different, you know, I'll go anywhere if it's about art. You know, I go to a series of lectures, and this woman that I knew that taught me to do a grid like that was an art teacher, but retired. And she said, she's very good. I admired her work. So I copied her method. So that's what I do.
That's how we learn.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I just got so much work around me, and there's no end point. Do you know what I mean? It just mounts up. What should I do with it? That's because you can't sell it in this climate. Where can I go? I've sold 2 in the last year.
Yeah.
And that's not enough, because some of my stuff's good enough to sell, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is, although I'm amateur.
That's why we started the Fine Art Cafe, where we have artist gallery, and each person has their own little art shop where they can sell their art. Because how are you going to get, in these times, the galleries were closed, you couldn't show your art, you couldn't go to art fairs, you couldn't, so how are you going to sell your art? So that's why we started the Fine Art Cafe, where people, you know, like I said, they have their own little art gallery, and then
it's like a website, is it? It's like yeah,
it's an online gallery website. But yeah, I've done a couple commissions. I haven't sold any art. It's just it's hard, and then so many people, like here in the States, have lost their jobs. Who's gonna, you know, it's just been one heck of a.
It's awful, isn't it? But I don't know. For me, it's a bonus to sell anything. You know, I think like I'm very flattered if anybody ever wants to buy it. You know, yes, please have it. You know, and I give out a lot away. I give them to people.
We all
if they say the poor things, if they say they like it, they get it for Christmas. You know.
Yeah, I think we all as artists, we do that. But yeah.
But it's doing it, isn't it? I enjoy it so much.
Yeah. Yep. I always tell my kids, my son and his family, it's like, when I and his dad are gone, good luck, because you got to get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah, like Picasso with his millions of pictures, 7,000 worth are in his studio. Yeah, and then there's poor old Van Gogh, never sold one in his lifetime.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Crazy.
Mind you, they were pretty good, those people, weren't they?
Oh, boy, I wish I had just an ounce of their talent.
Mm. Oh, you have. Come on, we've got to. Yeah, it's. I think it's where there's a will, there's a way,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's a great thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never dreamt. People say to me, you know, like you said today, you're so talented. I'm not. I've just worked very hard. You know, to me, I think anybody can do it if you've got motivation and the space, don't you? It's something that's in everybody, but it's getting it out that's the hard thing.
Well, and that's why I wrote that little book that I was telling you about, the little ebook, because so many people tell me, oh, I can't do that. I can't paint. I can't draw. I can't. Yes, you can. You can. It's in there. You're born with it. You just have to get those juices flowing
Just
again.
find it, haven't you?
So that's what I'm hoping my little ebook will help people find.
Well,
that.
I'll go and look at it. I'll try and find it.
Yeah. Well, I hope that, it kindles that little spark in people that, just, and then I've got some other plans of things I want to do. So I just want to keep feeding and helping people and help them grow in their art. It's my passion.
You're wonderful. I think you really are.
I don't know.
It's very, very, yeah. If you want to go, you don't have to talk to me,
I'm fine.
Tell me, I won't be offended.
No, I'm fine. We're good. We're good. As long as and if you want me to stop the recording, I can stop and we can just chat, whatever you want to do.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. It's your show.
No.
He just brought me a coffee there.
Yeah. Let me stop it. So we're going to end our recording.